Beauty is pain. This is a phrase said by many, and you have probably heard it too, especially if you're a woman. And why? Because most procedures that women usually go through to fit society's standards of beauty, like waxing and laser hair removal, are painful. And if so, why do it? Honestly, I don't know, but someone got the idea that looking like a prepubescent teen is the epitome of beauty, so everyone does that now, I guess. But this has changed. I have great news actually. If you have a scheduled appointment for laser hair removal and you've been dreading it because it's gonna be hurting and it's gonna be bad and you're uncomfortable, but you're gonna do it, well, you can cancel it because bushes are back in. Yes, they are. You heard me correctly. Bushes are back in. It's just like we're back in the 70s. And even better news, if you already had your laser hair removal appointment, you can get your bush back by going on the Skims website, yes, Skims by Kim Kardashian, and buy your bush panties. Yes, bush panties. That's the thing now. That's where we have come to as human evolution. There's bush panties. You put on panties and there's a bush. You can go to the website. Amazing. Amazing. I love human innovation. Hi everyone, welcome back. I missed you. I know it's been quite a long time, like a month and a half, 2 months, I don't know. But I'm so back. I'm so back, guys. I know I look different. Some things happened. My hair is different. The scenario is different. I think it's gonna be like this for now on. More of like podcast type of thing. So let's just get right into the video. I started looking around on social media, on online platforms, and I just looked at celebrities that I knew, and I started not knowing them because they became unrecognizable. This started with Anitta. If you don't know her, she's Brazilian singer. She makes like Latin music, some Brazilian funk, things like that. And I saw a picture of her and I didn't know who she was. Mind you, I've known her since I was like 10. So we've been around and I didn't recognize her. Why? Because she got plastic surgery. And that's what this video is going to be about. It's about plastic surgery and bush panties. She got plastic surgery. Nothing against that, kind of, but she can do whatever she wants. But she looked completely different and I didn't recognize her, and I thought that was shocking and concerning. And it's not only her. Then I started seeing other celebrities become a little bit different, not as much as her, but I saw Emma Stone. Honestly, I don't think she looks that different, but yeah, there's some changes, but like I don't think she looks that different. I think people are exaggerating. I just saw Zac Efron, but many more. I'm sure you know about this. Plastic surgery has been around. Everyone is getting it. So the problem here is, how much plastic surgery can you get until it's too much? Or how much plastic surgery can you get until it's not very ethical? And that's really the question I have today. This is not a very research-based video because I didn't do much research. It's just coming from my own pure curiosity. And adding to that, most of you have also noticed this, is that we basically now use our bodies as templates for trends to play out. We see trends, we see new things coming into fashion, we see things that start being praised by people, and we just adapt it. We start dressing like that, we start using plastic surgery for things like that, we literally do body modifications, and we just modificate our body to fit those things. And really my question also is, how much can we change our body to adapt, and how much of that is okay to do? Because spoiler alert, I don't really think our bodies should be a playground for trends. But that's what we are going to talk a bit about, starting with bush panties. Why? I think pubic hair is a very personal choice. Honestly, you either like it or you don't, on yourself or on others. And that's just a choice that we shouldn't be imposing on anyone. Now, if you somehow removed permanently your bush, I'm assuming that's because you wanted to and you like how that looks. and you're just rocking it. So why bush panties? I mean, maybe sometimes you just want to put it on also, see how it looks, have fun with it. But really, why? Like, I don't know, I'm just struggling really to understand that. And now you may ask me, but is anyone actually buying that? Yes, it's sold out. It's sold out. So yes, people are buying into that, and I am just fascinated. I don't even get mad or frustrated anymore with this consumerism thing that we have going on. I just really am surprised how Kim Kardashian pulled this off, and how Skims pulled this off, because it's insane. I just started thinking of the big scheme of things, how our bodies have changed so much to fit beauty standards, and we've gone from Marilyn Monroe to Bushes in the 70s, I guess, to 90s heroin chic, which shouldn't really be a trend. Like, why is doing heroin to be skinny a trend? Crazy. We got 2000s type of bodies. Then in the 2010s, Kim Kardashian came big in. This video is just about her, isn't it? But yeah, curves were back in. People were getting BBLs, fake boobs. Now people are taking off their boob implants and their BBLs because not having that many curves is back in. People were talking again about heroin chic. Haven't we learned from this? People are skinny again, and I just see like this cycle, and this is not like a big genius moment. Like, everyone knows about this, and I just question myself, how are we doing this to our bodies? Like, one thing is to be a millionaire and have a whole team of surgeons like ready for you. If the surgery goes badly, you just get it fixed. You have the money to cover for that. Okay, the average person doesn't get BBL. I hope so. But even just smaller procedures like Botox, nose surgeries, I don't know the name for that, rhinoplastic surgery. I'm so smart. Buccal fat removal, I've seen that. Why? You shouldn't care that much about your cheeks. And they take it off, they take it off, then the Botox spreads. I don't understand much about it, but just, I see people going through all this struggle, and why? Like, why are you putting your body in so much stress and risking so many complications? The other day I also saw, and it also led me to do this video, is changing your eye color. There's a surgery where you can change your eye color, and they go into the one of the layers of your eyes, and I searched it up because that's crazy. And one of the risks is literally going blind. Why would, I mean, you really have to want to change your eye color to risk not even be able to see your eye color again? It's just such an interesting choice to do, you know, like, why would you do that? I don't know, why would you risk not ever again seeing your loved ones, not ever again seeing the world, not ever again watching the movies you love? Just crazy choices that people are doing just to fit beauty standards. And guys, they're not that serious. This is one of the only times where I will use the argument, it is not that serious. The way you look, it is serious, but not that serious. Like, you don't need to do all that, honestly. And me personally, I cannot help but think about female oppression. Like, let's think about female oppression. Why does society care so much about how women look? And why will it be a trend to look like you haven't eaten in a whole week? I don't know, it's just something interesting to look at, because, like, yes, I know men also have societal standards, they also have a certain way that they should look, and there's all of that, but they are not being asked to look like they haven't eaten in a week. I never see these type of things put on them, you know? And then I saw this theory on TikTok as well. Guys, I got TikTok again. I got it after I did the detox in summer. But I don't have it again, by the way. I just took it away again. But while I had my time there, I saw this theory that was like, every time there's a recession coming, people get skinny again because it's just like the new thing, and people want women to be weak or something. I think that's a little bit tweaking. That's a little bit conspiracy theory. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that's reaching a bit. However, I just really wanted people to see that how this all like beauty standards and just saying like women must look like this and women must look like that, and then plastic surgery and all of that is really just a huge control over women's bodies, and women will never really feel comfortable in their bodies if they keep changing it every 2 to 5 years. Like, if you keep changing your body and you feel good with it for 3 months, then you're thinking again about the next procedure you're gonna do, you're never really gonna be comfortable in it. And just the fact that the trends accompany this cycle, I mean, that's the trends guide this cycle, is just really control over female bodies. It's just like controlling how you perceive yourself, how you feel in yourself, and it's not healthy, guys. It's literally not healthy. Then the problem with capitalism, because capitalism is always involved, is that plastic surgery has become a product. And that doesn't make much sense, because plastic surgery was supposed to be a medical procedure, you know? If someone gets in an accident, if someone gets a bad burn, or someone has a bad scar, you get plastic surgery, you correct that. That's what plastic surgery is for, I think. If I'm wrong, please correct me, but that's my idea of plastic surgery. It's for medical things. There's also plastic surgery for psychological reasons. For example, breast reduction sometimes happens when you have too much boob. When you have like too big breasts and they're uncomfortable, they reduce your mobility, and it's when it becomes an issue, plastic surgery comes in play, and that's a great usage of plastic surgery. Now, I am all for people spending their money wherever they want and however they liked it to be used. However, how much plastic surgery can be given to you until it becomes unethical? And I don't really have an answer for this. This is kind of like an open video, just like food for thought type of thing. If you want to debate in the comments, please do. That will be so interesting. But it's just, I'm thinking like these doctors doing plastic surgery for no reason, like on people who don't need it. They just like, I want this. And like one time, okay, you really want to change your nose, you don't like how it looks, fine, but then it's your nose, then it's your lips, then it's your eyebrows, then it's your cheeks, then it's your boobs, then it's your ass, then it's... When can a doctor say, hey, I think this is too much, hey, your body is not going to be able to deal with all of this? When is a doctor unethical? And when can we actually say like, hey, you're only doing this for money, you don't care about your patients, or please inform your patients better? Because, for example, how ethical is it for a doctor to do a surgery that has no need? For example, high color changing surgery that can literally make you blind. How ethical is it for a doctor to go through that and give that to their patient, knowing they can pretty much go blind? And I think there's a pretty big chance of them going blind. So at one point, can we say, yeah, you're just doing that for money? I think it's just crazy how we can allow such huge body modifications to enter the trend cycle. And it's also very interesting to point out that these type of body modifications are accepted by society, but when it's like alternative body modifications like piercings and things like that, it's very badly looked upon, when sometimes getting a piercing is much better than getting a full-on BBL. Just thought that was interesting to point out. Then I have said before that plastic surgery is your own choice. Is it really though? When a person is very into social media trends, you must think, oh yeah, I'm doing this for myself. But how much can we say that it was really their own choice when they're being bombarded with these influencing trends And can we say they are really in control of their choices when it's a whole movement or it's a whole thing that's happening? You know what I'm saying? I mean, there is always a choice. But if the person, let's say, like, if a person who got all those surgeries never was on social media, never was really exposed to trends, and was just living a normal offline life, will they have the same thoughts? Will they have the same ideas? Will they have the same desires to change their body in such a radical way? Will they have these thoughts? Will this have happened? I don't think so. I don't think that will happen. My opinion is that no, they will not. So this illusion of choice is created, and we think we are doing this all by ourselves and we're thinking by ourselves, when really these beauty standards are just market driven and they're just trying to sell us plastic surgery. And that's why I think it's not ethical, because let's say that now on getting a organ transplant becomes a trend. Would you say that's ethical? No. Is it a good comparison to plastic surgery? Also probably no. But the point that I'm trying to get across is that it is still a medical procedure. It is something invasive for your body. Like, it is something that has risks, can have complications. It's your body, it's your vessel. It's your vessel for your soul. That's how I view it. And I don't think that's something to play with. It's again, it's not a playground for trends. I think that this is such a good way to explain this. Like, it's not a playground. You cannot just play with your health. I think that's something everyone can agree with. Don't play with your health. So putting all of this together, female oppression, societal standards, consumerism, capitalism, illusion of agency and choice, we can really start to see that the commodification of women's bodies has become a normal everyday thing. And yeah, I've made a video about this. You can go watch my Wizard Liz video, because she defended in a debate that the commodification of women's bodies has not become a serious issue, and I am here saying that it has, because we are literally altering our bodies to fit society standards and to fit market trends. And if that's not the commodification of women's bodies, I don't know what that is. Honestly, and I know that video was more about like prostitution and selling your body for, yeah, it was more about this, but in the sense of like fitting social constructs, it is pretty much present as well, and we can see that. Even just disregarding plastic surgery, makeup, I'm wearing it, so maybe I'm the problem as well, but clothes as well, bush panties, I'm never shutting up about that. I'm never shutting up about that. We can all see that these ideals are just political weapons used to regulate women after other freedoms have been won for us. For example, we live in a time where women have never had these many rights before. Like, it's a kind of a great time to be a woman, and at the same not really, but yeah, we never really had it better. So I mean, we have, but like thousands of years ago. I mean, it was a different, like, we didn't have medicine there. So yeah, maybe women and men were more equal in like tribal societies. However, if you got the flu, you might die. So is it good? I don't know. Let's focus on that present. Even if you never change your body, there will always be societal pressure, there will always be comments. You will always feel the pressure to concede and to conform. And that's not a good way to live. It impacts your mental health. It impacts everything in your life. So I will say that's a big deal. And if you are still not convinced, appearance is also a social construct. If you look at trends, what are trends? If you brought a Victorian child here among us and you ask them, what should a woman look like, they will tell you a completely different thing than what we think what a woman should look like now. So and in like external appearance, of course a woman looks completely normal without clothes. That's a weird thing to say though. Anyways, So I really want to bring up Simone de Beauvoir idea that one is not born but becomes a woman. Going a bit deeper, being born a woman is not enough to fit societal standards, and that is such a sad way to think about when you're a woman. But it's true. You're born, and the way you look is not enough. You have to dress a certain way, you have to behave a certain way, you have to speak a certain way, you have to do a bunch of things that I'm pretty sure everyone knows this. This is not news. If it is news for you, you have been living under a rock and you have not looked around. You have not looked around enough. Honestly, even rebellion can be commodified, because let's think, okay, makeup is a social construction, and I'm being pressured to wear makeup, let's not wear makeup, and then you convince a bunch of people to also do this and no one wears makeup, then wearing no makeup becomes the norm, and then everyone is pressured into not wearing makeup because everyone is not wearing makeup, and then wearing makeup is the new trend, and then yeah, you see where this is going. So even rebellion can be commodified. So really the problem is capitalism. All my videos are like, capitalism bad, but like honestly, when you're looking at sociological problems like these, it always ends up in this. I hate this. But guys, I don't know what else to do about this. Okay, let's talk about the cost and let's talk about the consequences. First, I think all of us have known this, and I've said it: emotional and physical burden and weight. Changing your body has physical risks as well as emotional risks, mental health risks. If you don't get plastic surgery to change something that you're not really aligning with socially, whatever, you might get mental health problems. You are sad. If you do get plastic surgery, or you just do something that makes you fit more societal standards, you will start thinking about the next thing you can change. Again, mental health problems. Next, let's think about the younger generations, because we can all agree that plastic surgery is a big problem right now. It wasn't as big like a decade ago, I think. I mean, maybe, yeah, a decade ago, yes, but like 2 decades ago, not really. So Gen Alpha, the kids of today, they are growing up with social media, seeing all of these, not even filters anymore, just completely different bodies from what is natural, I guess. Only very few people are born with a BBL already there, you know? BBL size. I mean, not very few, but like not everyone, okay? If a child sees this, thinks it's normal, or not even that, but like just because they're scrolling on TikTok, they're scrolling on Instagram, and they see everyone talking, oh, I got this procedure, or I did this, or I got this, and everything, and they're just hearing constantly like, oh, I'm getting this, and it's like casual, it's normal. They will start thinking that it's casual and normal. So when they grow up, they're gonna do these things thinking it's casual and normal, which is not really, because how I want to end this video is saying again, our body is not a playground for trends, for surgeries, for anything. It's the house we live in. This is us. If everything is taken away from you, you are left with your body, yourself. That's you. If everyone takes away your clothes, takes away your belongings, takes away your house, takes everything, you are left on the street in the middle of nowhere with your body. That's what you got. That's what you truly got. And you're gonna risk it? I don't know. I think that is just not the way to go. At the end of the day, our body should not be something to play with. We should not be altering permanently our body every other month. That's not good for us. That's not healthy. And just love yourself. No, I'm kidding. I know it's not that easy. I personally know it's not that easy, but your body is what you got. If you want to be a consumeristic person, if you want to like consume a bunch of things, do it. Go buy, decorate your whole house, buy all the clothes you want, do everything you want, but don't change who you are. That's a very like cliche type of advice, but really don't change who you are inside and also outside. You know, like it's not that worth it, I would say. Like for example, yes, play with your like physical expression, like play with the way you present yourself, play with all of that, like through clothes. Like I dye my hair, dye your hair as well, that's okay. Like dyeing your hair is not that bad, unless you have some condition that prevents you from doing that, then don't do it. Don't risk your condition again. But like if you're okay with that, why not get a different haircut? Play with makeup, yeah, like I've said, it's a social construct, yes. Still, it's not that bad. Like it's cool. Like do a different makeup, try new styles, try, I don't know, do something. Now don't go change your eye color. At least if you really want to, just get contacts. Don't risk going blind, please, if you're considering it. And another thing is, I believe we were born differently for a reason. Like we all look different for a reason. Humans don't all look the same for a reason. If we all look the same, okay, but we don't. We all have our unique features. Don't erase it. Your unique features carry your ethnicity, your culture, where you come from, your lineage or ancestry. I think it's such a magical thing. And I don't know. I think it's not something you should just like take lightly, you know? Maybe you hate your nose. Instead of just going and fix it, because if you have the means, you have the money, it's not hard to just go, yeah, I'm gonna change it. But maybe take a few months, take a few years, maybe if you're a teenager, take a few years and think, do I really hate it? Why do I hate it? Is it just because of societal standards? Then deconstruct it. Like don't live just by other people's opinions, because other people's opinions are not that serious. They are not that serious. If we all lived by other people's opinions, we will never listen to our own. And our opinions are kind of important, our thoughts are kind of important, our ideas are important. I'm just yapping at this moment. I've been yapping all this time. Yeah. When I saw Anita and Bush panties, and I think it was on the same day. So when I saw that, I was like, no, I have to make a video about this. I hope this was interesting. I hope you liked it. Comment down below what you think, your opinions. If you completely disagree with me, that's okay too. It's your own opinion. If you enjoyed, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!